welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're going to be talking about Sims gameplay. Honestly, it is a crazy time in The Sims right now. I've already had 10 new kits added to the game, and then in the last couple years we've had so many expansion packs, game packs, stuff packs, loads of new kits. There's an abundance of content right now. So today I want to talk to you about 6 of the actually useful and fun new gameplay features that have been added to the game. These are gameplay features that I actually find myself using in my own personal save files, and all of these are from new-ish packs from like the last year or so. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by how much new content there is in the game, this is going to be a super helpful kind of breakdown of all of the useful features. But before we jump in, I want to talk about one of my favorite cozy games at Disney Dreamlight Valley, who are kindly sponsoring today's video. If you haven't played it yet, it's a magical life sim where you play alongside some of your favorite Disney and Pixar characters. Some of my favorites: Alice, Wally, Jasmine. Basically, you're solving mysteries of the valley, going on quests, decorating your dream home and the valley, and uncovering all of the mysteries and secrets. It's the kind of game that you can completely sink into, whether you're a completionist or a creative builder, or maybe you just want to chill and forage for an hour. Personally, I absolutely love decorating in this game, and I kind of like to switch it up every few months. So right now I'm going for this tropical beachy bedroom, but honestly that will probably change in the next few months. One of the things I love is how much content the game has now. There have been some huge updates with new characters, new biomes, new features. There's even a multiplayer mode now, so you can go and visit all of your friends' valleys. And there's more and more content coming every few months. So if you're in your summer gaming era like me and you want something colorful and cozy that is jam-packed full of content, then Disney Dreamlight Valley is perfect for you. The game is on sale now on most digital storefronts, and I'll leave the link down in the description for you to download, or you can scan the QR code on screen. And a huge thank you to Gameloft for sponsoring this video. Well, first we're kicking it off with Businesses and Hobbies, the latest expansion pack in The Sims 4. This one was truly a standout, I would say, in the last couple years. If you enjoy career gameplay or just finding different ways to make money with your Sims, then you will love this pack. It kind of just opens up so many possibilities. Probably endless, I would say. There's probably endless options and possibilities with this pack. Just speaking really generally, what it really allows you to do is take a hobby or a passion that your Sim has. Here, my Sim is really into her fitness. She lives in San Myshuno. She goes to the gym, but she's really created kind of a fitness community, and she decides to open up her own gym in San Myshuno. So she's purchased the gym in San Myshuno, Sky Fitness, and she's given it a full renovation. We actually downloaded this from the gallery. This build is absolutely stunning. This is one of my favorite gyms to play with. And then she was able to open it up as her own gym. So this is just one of the many things that you can do with Businesses and Hobbies. All you really need to do is have 2 build objects to make it functional. So this is the kiosk, and that is where other Sims will come and check in. And then the other thing is you just need an open or closed sign. It's just such a creative, versatile pack that allows you to really tell the stories, the nitty-gritty details of your Sims. So whatever passions and hobbies they have, they can truly make money from anything in the game. This pack pairs really well with a couple of other packs. For example, the Simfluencer career that comes with high school years. My Sim is a nano Simfluencer right now, but what she can do is through her phone, she can cross promote at the venue. And of course, it's her venue, it's her gym. So she's basically boosting the traction at her own gym. Another pairing that I really love for something like this is the spa day pack. So you have the introduction of the wellness skill, and you can actually teach yoga or yoga classes. So this is another way to earn additional income at the venue, which is something I also love about the pack, is that with Businesses and Hobbies, it allows you to open up a business, but with a lot of other cross-pack compatibility, there's so many other ways to make money. So you can offer mentoring as a kind of an expanded feature with the pack, but mentoring within so many different types of skills and hobbies. She has a level 10 active skill, which allows her to mentor other Sims, either paid with something incredible like 450 simoleons per hour, or she can do it for free. So she could be a personal trainer as well. But there's just a lot of good cross-pack compatibility with Businesses and Hobbies. hobbies. This is all just a gym, but I have so many videos of other unique careers that you could play with businesses and hobbies. I will leave those videos linked down below. And this for me is just a standout expansion pack in the last couple years. Well, moving on to our next gameplay feature, and we're still staying on the topic of businesses and hobbies, but this is the ability to actually work from home. Here, my sim is big into her flowers. She loves flower arranging. Her home is very floral inspired, very spring. She has her own garden out the back with Patchy. And then out the front of her house, she also has a greenhouse, which we've converted into a workshop specifically for flower arranging. So I've scattered a few of the flower arranging tables, but you can actually do any kind of workbench around here. I decided one way that she could make money is opening up a flower arranging kind of workshop. So instead of purchasing a business lot, she's actually going to register her small business directly at her home. What you can do is select the activities that you want your visitors or your paid customers to engage in. Like with the first scenario, you could get super creative, endless possibilities here. Flower arranging is one of those options. And she's open for business. Paid customers start arriving. I've set it for a really low fee of something like 3 simoleons per hour. And then you'll start noticing other sims engaging in the flower arranging tables, helping out with the crops at the back. And you can also do paid mentoring here. So she has a really, I think it's level 10 flower arranging skill. So she can do paid mentoring and earn so many more extra simoleons per hour. Businesses and hobbies also introduced this new feature where you can select which rooms within one lot are private and which ones are business. So it allows you to block off a certain area of the lot, for example, her home, and have it as residential only. And then you can have the area with the flower arranging tables or maybe a public bathroom and have that as the public business area. So being able to really divide the space makes it so realistic and just another amazing gameplay feature addition with businesses and hobbies. Okay, moving on to our next pack, we're going to be talking about Crystal Creations, which actually came out in February of 2024. This one feels like it came out ages ago. This for me is a standout stuff pack. In comparison to things like expansion packs and game packs, which really bring a lot of meat to the game, I think Crystal Creations has one of the most interesting, detailed gameplay features that we've had in a while. And this one I think pairs super well with businesses and hobbies. It pairs really well with Get to Work, and it also pairs really well with Jungle Adventure. So you have this jewelry making station, which is kind of at the heart of all of the gameplay. From there you can craft jewelry or cut gemstones. It will bring up this menu, which looks very similar in both scenarios, where you get to pick the crystal or the metal, and then you pick the object that you want to create or the design of the jewelry. It usually takes a good couple of hours to create and craft the object. From there, you can either put it in your inventory, you can wear it, you can put it on display, or if you have something like businesses and hobbies or Get to Work, you can put it in your store and you can sell it. So this is a storyline that I've talked about in one of my previous videos, and it's using this stunning lot that I found on the gallery as the backdrop, where I basically have a workshop in one room and then her little antique store in the other. And she crafts her jewelry in her workshop and then sells it to her customers during the day. This for me is just a really detailed gameplay system where you really take pride and get creative creating the pieces. That's the Crystal Creations element of it. And then you can sell it in your store to really kind of extend that gameplay. So yeah, Crystal Creations, if that's not on your radar, definitely check it out. Check out a couple more gameplay videos and see if it's for you, but this one for me was definitely a standout. All right, moving on to another expansion pack. We are talking about Life and Death. This one, I feel like when I initially saw the promo for it, I was a little on the fence because I am not much of a legacy player. I definitely have my safe way of playing Sims. I like my career gameplay, my single sim household, and I don't usually play kind of a generation type story where things get passed down and big families, and that's never really been the way I play The Sims. But I absolutely can appreciate over time some of the gameplay features that come with Life and Death. And the first real standout for me was the heirlooms. So it's the ability to find special objects within your family, within the home, that maybe have an emotional significance, or maybe they were a gift, or maybe they are, I don't know, core to the family dynamics, and you can dedicate them as heirlooms, which can then be passed down from sim to sim through the generations. From there, you take your sim to the computer and you have the option to write a will, which is another feature I absolutely love that came with Life and Death. Your will go into your inventory, and from there you have a lot of different interactions, such as designating the heirlooms and who those are going to go to. So you could have different heirlooms go to different sims, which is really cool. Another option in the will is to figure out where your simoleons go. So by default, the simoleons will just go to the next sim in your household, older than the teen age. But you could also have your simoleons go to charity or to another household. So there's a lot of interesting storyline potential there. Another activity under the will is selecting funeral activities. There's a bunch of different options to pick from. What I love is the ability to leave a note. So you can actually type out a little note to leave in your will, and then the corresponding mood that will come from reading the note. So we have written an inspiring note and then left a really sweet message. And then at any time, your sim can open up their will and read it or edit the will. So it can constantly evolve with your sim's life. But this is just an aspect of Life and Death that I think is really nice and adds such a level of complexity and storylines to a Sims gameplay. All right, moving on to our next gameplay feature. This is another one for the legacy players, and this is the addition of funerals and kind of a restructuring of grief in the game. So this came with the Life and Death expansion pack, and it's the ability to organize funerals and host funerals for your Sims that have passed away. This is actually one of the pre-made families in The Sims, but I love the house that was built for them. And yeah, they have a very close family relationship, family dynamic. And unfortunately, the grandma passed away, and it was a bit of a savage death, not gonna lie, but the Grim Reaper took her away from them, and they were just left with their grief, and it was really sad. One of the other features that actually gets added with Life and Death is the playable ghosts or the roaming ghosts. I'm really not much of an occult player, so the ghost gameplay was not really ever for me. Fast forward that a little bit, we have the urn, and that's where we have the ability to plan a funeral. So we dressed our Sims in all black, changed the urn to something that kind of better suited the environment, and then from there you can plan the funeral. So we decided to keep it as a little intimate gathering at the house, but you can choose another location, you can decorate it. It's the same way that you would plan an event like a wedding or something, where you can pick the location, pick the activities, pick the guests. I was able to guide them through all the different activities, from mourning, eulogies, lighting candles, moment of silence, all of that, and the guests all showed up in black. But for legacy players, I think this was a really important addition. It's just a really nice way to close a chapter of a Sim's life. Yeah, I think for legacy players, this one is especially important. And moving on to our final Sims gameplay feature that I have found to be especially fun. This one is actually with Lovestruck, and it is the Cupid's Corner dating app, as well as the introduction of the whole attraction system. And there's just a much more detailed dating system now, getting to know Sims, seeing if Sims are compatible, asking about their preferences, and yeah, there's just a lot more depth to dating in general, but especially the Cupid's Corner app, I think just kind of gamifies it and makes it way more fun than just going out and meeting Sims on the street, for example. So you just access it from the phone like an app, and you swipe between all of your different daily options, and you can heart them. You can also request a date, and then you will pick the location and the activities. The dates themselves are really fun, but nothing particularly different to how you were probably doing it before, except for the introduction of the attraction system, where you have a few more specific questions to ask them and to figure out if they're actually compatible or not. But another feature of the Cupid's Corner app is the blind date system. This one is really fun because you go on a blind date, but you don't know who you're going with. You do pick the location, you do pick the activities, and then the event will just start and you get to meet your date. My date was actually a vampire and somebody that I definitely did not get on very well battle with, because after about 2 hours or so of, we decided to do like a gym date, a fitness date, he left me. He literally walked out of the gym. He was not interested. I think he thought I was pissing him off, or maybe I was annoying him, I don't know, but he left. So that was a really unsuccessful, embarrassing blind date. But in typical Sims fashion, just nothing to be taken too seriously, really funny. And yeah, for the right kind of Sims, I think the blind date system is really fun. So that is it. That's 6 of my favorite gameplay features that have been added to The Sims in the last couple years. Maybe I'm forgetting some. I feel like as I was filming this video, a few more were coming to my mind, but let me know what your thoughts are, what your favorite gameplay features have been. If I'm forgetting any, please let me know down below. I'm really intrigued to see what 2025 will bring for new Sims gameplay. There's obviously a couple hints floating around of a couple of core themes, but who knows? We are waiting for the next roadmap, and then we will go from there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!